Good morning, Algebra 2 students. This is Miss Alimam, and we are doing cubic root functions. For our activating strategy, today we're going to discuss the quadratic function and the cubic function. And we want to know how those graphs are similar and how they are different. Okay, so if we look at the right side of the graph right here for the quadratic function, and we look at this right side of the cubic function. So the quadratic function is y equal x squared, and the cubic function is y equal x cubed. So the first similarity is the coefficient of the x squared and the x to the third power is positive. So those two graphs are positive. Okay? The right side of the graph, we see the curves going up. That means my y is positive for both of them. Okay? The two graphs starts from the origin and going up from the right side. Start from the origin and go up from the right side for the cubic one. Okay? If we looked at the left side, here we see that this graph, all the y's are positive. But for this one here, all my y's are what? Negative. And we're going to know why. Okay, so if I looked at a number here on the graph, if we looked at the 1, both of them are the same, like x is 1 and y is 1, because what? 1 square is 1, y cube is 1. The difference, we're going to see it when we have a number that is greater than 1. Okay, so look at the 2. If we look here on the quadratic function, this, when x is 2, go up, see where is y? Y is right here, it's 4. Why is that? Because y is, when x is 2, x to the second. So x to the second means it's what? 4. But when we look at this one here, when we go to the 2, we're going to look and see where is my y? Y is what? Y is what? 8. So here, when x is 2, so 2 cubed is equal to 8. This is from the right side. So now if we're looking on the left side, we're going to look at that 2 also. We're going to look at negative 2 here for the quadratic function. I'm going to write here, this is a quadratic. And this is a cubic. So we can see the difference. So here when x is negative 2, so y is negative 2 to the second power, I'm still getting what? 4. So this is the property of the negative number. So when you square it, negative times negative is going to give me positive. So this is why my y here is a positive number, because when we square a negative number, we got a positive. So let's look on the other side. So here when x is negative 2 cube, what I'm going to get? That means it's negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. That will give me what? Negative times negative is positive, times negative is negative. So here I'm going to get what? Negative 8. So this is why here when x is negative 2, my y is what? Is negative 8. So this is why I have this side is different from this side. Okay? Now, let's look at the domain and the range. For both of them. And the range. So if we look at the domain is my x values. So here my x values are all the negative and positive numbers. So that means it's what? All real numbers. Okay? All real numbers. This is for both. And here also I have negative and positive numbers. So here also it's all real numbers. So this is similarity also. For the range, also my y's here, they are what? Range is your y values. All the y values we have here, we have the positive and negative numbers for the y. And here also we have positive and negative numbers for the y. So the range also is all real numbers for y. And here it's all real numbers. Okay, now, is it odd or even? This function here. So, how we know that? So, this here, if you look at your exponent, this is what? Second power. This is what? An even number. How we can also know it's even or not? If we're going to do it algebraically, if we have like f of x equal f of negative x, just like this here, when x is 2 and x is negative 2, we got the same exact number. So that means this is what? This is even number. Even function, sorry. So how else we know if it's even or not? If I reflected this over the y-axis, I'm going to get the same exact thing. So this will go this way, this will go this way. I'm going to get the same exact thing. For this here, is it odd or even? If you look at your exponent, this is what? The third power. That means it's what? It's an odd number. How else do I know if I didn't know this is a cubic or not? How do I know if this is like an even or odd function? Okay, this here, if we rotate it from that origin, 180 degrees, it's going to map itself. If you remember this from geometry last year, how the function maps to itself, like if you rotate it or if you reflect it. So here, if I rotate it from the origin 180 degrees, I'm going to get the same exact thing. Or if algebraically, if f of negative x, which is here, when we have it here, negative 2 to the third power, it's equal to negative 8, right? This is going to equal to negative f of x, right? So f of x here, like f of 2 is 8. So negative f of 2 is going to be negative 8. So if f of negative x is equal to negative f of x, that means this is an odd function. Okay? Okay, now we're back. We're going to solve these equations with cubic roots. And we have two questions here. First, without solving, identify 3 equations that you think would be the least difficult to solve, and 3 equations that you think would be the most difficult to solve. Be prepared to explain your reasons. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time, look at this, and then we're going to identify those together. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to number them. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so 3 equations that are least difficult, like being it's easy to solve. Which one you think? Okay, so I think 1 isn't easy, one to solve. 3 also is easy. And 10. Okay, and then the ones that are hard, or you think they can be like a lot of work. Okay. Maybe number 11. No, let's use this 11 and 12 and 8, I think. So the difficult ones, those are easy. Okay, I'm still having this. I don't want that. I want the pen. And a blue pen or black pen. Okay, and then the difficult ones is going to be 8, 11, and 12. Okay, choose 4 equations and solve them. At least one should be from the least difficult list, or at least one should be from the most difficult one. Okay, so from the easy ones, I'm going to work one. I'm going to work number 1. So the cubic root of I plus 4 equals 3. Okay. So in order to get rid of the cubic root, we're going to what? We're going to raise it to the 3rd power, both sides. So when we raise a cubic root to the 3rd power, that means those two will cancel. I'm going to just get what's under that root. So to be I plus 4 equal 3 to the 3rd power. That means 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is what? 27. So we subtract that 4 from both sides. And I is going to equal to 23. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to work one of the easy. I'm going to work one of the difficult, and you guys can do the rest. So the difficult one, I'm going to do number 8. Sorry. I need to work on my straight line. Okay, so this is I equals 3, and I'm going to put a line underneath it. This is a little better. So I'm going to work number 8. It's what? It's 4 plus the cubic root of negative m plus 4 equals 6. Okay, what I need to do to solve this, I need to isolate that cubic root. I need to isolate this here. So I'm going to get rid of all the numbers that are outside of that root. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm going to subtract 4. Okay, subtract 4 here. Okay, so this here I'm going to get 4 plus the cubic root of negative m equal 6 minus 4 is what? Is 2. Here, this is a positive 4, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to also subtract that 4. So here I'm going to get the cubic root of m, negative m, equal 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So then I'm going to what? Raise it to the 3rd power for both sides. This will be negative m equal negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So negative m equal negative 8. I just want m, so we what? Divide by negative 1 both sides. I get what? M equals 8. Okay, so now let's get to do this one here. This here, the students will work with a partner. Each student will take turn spinning the wheel. When the student spins the wheel, the problem that the wheel stops on is completed by both students individually. They will then compare their answer to determine if they're both correct. If they both have the same answer, they will spin the wheel to keep going. If they don't have the same answer, they need to work together to determine what is correct. What is the correct answer? Once a problem has been completed, to remove it from the wheel, keep going until all problems have been completed. We're going to work this in the class together. So let's go back here. Now, cubic root equation. They want us here to use a graph of y equal the cube root of x to estimate the solutions to the cubic root of x equal -4. Okay, so that means what? They want to know, like, when y is -4, what is my x is. So where is -4? Here in the graph. This is -4, so I'm going to go all the way till I hit the graph right here, and then I go up. I need to work on my straight line. I think this should be it. Okay. Use the meaning of cubic root to find the exact solution. So let's find the exact solution. That means I'm just going to work that. So the cubic root of x equal -4. Just like what I told you how we do this, we raise it to the third power, both sides. So that means x, those will cancel together, equal. -4 times -4 is +16. +16 times -4 is what? Let's see. So 16 times 4 times 4 is 64. So negative times negative is positive. Times negative is -64. So actually, when y is -4, it should be what? It should be all the way here, and it's this way. I'm so sorry about my lines. Let me fix that again. The first one, I thought it should be here. So I'm gonna go up like this. Again, it's not a straight line, but just pretend it is. Okay. And the right one is, it's a -64. So it will be a little bit further. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I cannot draw a straight line. I mean, you can get the idea, okay? I'm just struggling of doing this. I'm still learning how to do it. This one, and the right one is, I think, right here. All right. So the other one here, find the solution of the equation. The cubic root of x equals 3.5 using the meaning of the cubic root. Use the graph to check your solution. If your solution is reasonable. So we're going to do the same exact thing. The cubic root of x equal 3.5. And we're going to what? Raise it to the third power, both sides. So those will cancel just like we said. So x will equal, let me use my calculator again. So 3.5, and this is the standard one. I need to get the other one, but let's just do this. I don't have the power, so I'm going to multiply it by itself 3 times. And that is 42.875. So we can round it to like what? It's 42.875. 0.75. It can be rounded to 43. So here, when it's 3.5, when y is 3.5, which is right here. Where is it? X is, when y is 43, okay, sorry for the interruption. So when y is 3.5, we go all the way here, and it's 43 right here. Okay, so okay, I really struggle with that. With that straight line again. Okay, so we know what I mean here. I can just like this can be it if you go up, 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 like that. All right. So the last thing that you have to do this independent practice, find the solution to each of these equations or explain why there is no solution. Try this. If you have any problems, tomorrow when you get to class, we can work it together. Thank you, and you have a good day.